Hello. I am Ben Pick, and thank you for joining me in Running to Write, where I give questionable writing advice through running metaphors. Today, I'll be continuing my 3-part series on improving scenes by discussing how to raise tension as the scene progresses. A terrible running plan is to take off at a sprint and keep going for an extended period. You need to stretch, warm up, and pace yourself so you don't pull a muscle or collapse in exhaustion. In other words, you need to work up to that target fast speed. For writing, you can't just throw the word tension out there with a bunch of exclamation points or add in explosions and have that come through for the readers. The characters need to feel their problems so readers can empathize with their struggles as the scenes evolve. These are 5 strategies to add tension into your scenes. Number 1, change the status quo. One easy way to create tension is to change the baseline. Is your main character in a relationship? Well, they just said something dumb and selfish to their significant other. Are your characters having a nice dinner? Have a monster attack. Is a simple diplomatic agreement being discussed? Make lives hang in the balance. Not only is the eventual decision itself important, but how each side behaves becomes that much more of an issue. Changing the status quo will introduce problems which need to be fixed, where you build tension from there. This leads into number 2, yes and. This is an old theater trick which works great in novels. Systematically add more roadblocks in for your main characters, and when it appears that they finally cleared a roadblock, have it reveal all new issues that were never even considered. Is your main character trying to convince a friend to join them on a dangerous quest? Well, their friendship is on rocky ground because the main character keeps asking for far too many favors. Yes, they managed to reconcile over the main character's previous selfishness, and then the friend receives a call that their parent died. Now the main character needs to wrestle with the risks of going on their quest alone, or asking for help during their friend's trying time. Or the hero needs to obtain an elixir. Well, it's across a desert filled with roaming bandits, and then they need to climb an active volcano where the treasure is being guarded by an angry dragon. Yes ands could be due to something as simple as trying to ask somebody out. For every obstacle thrown in front of your main character, their uneasiness and uncertainty grows the longer they stall. Finding ways to obstruct your characters will naturally raise the scene's tension. Let the characters direct that tension by asking, what do they need? Figure that out and set up progressively greater roadblocks. Number 3, withhold answers. Ask questions either directly or indirectly in your story, and then delay answering them for both your characters and readers. Let's say your hero has been captured and they notice a lever in the corner of the room. Well, what does it do? Maybe have somebody walk by it or lean against it or hint at pulling it. The longer the scene goes on, the more the reader should want to know what will happen when the lever gets pulled. Will it lead to the hero's escape, or will it plummet them into deeper danger?
Pull the lever, Crunk.
Or the hero can be craving information about their parents and asking questions to their trusted aunt and uncle. Meanwhile, their aunt and uncle want to prevent the hero from making the same mistakes as their parents who went off and fought in the Clone Wars. Number 4, readers know what the characters don't. This could be us knowing that the main character is sitting on a bomb, or that their friend has already been captured, which they don't know yet. Add tension in by having us, the reader, know that the person sitting down and eating dinner with the heroes is the murderer they're hunting. While we know that that person is the villain, the heroes don't. That gives a double dose of tension to watch the hero's sense of danger build as they begin to realize the truth. We, the readers, know what the heroes don't and anxiously wait for them to catch up. And number 5, don't overdo it. Vary the amount of tension between scenes. Starting at a calm point allows for a steady buildup of tension. Having your character's meal be interrupted by armed assailants who then kidnap those characters? Maybe overkill. If it makes sense for your story, then go ahead and have them be kidnapped. Otherwise, you may want to find a different way to add in tension. For example, the main character could know that their significant other brought them to this diner to break up with them, and they are fighting against that moment with every word. The character's own emotions drive the tensions and stakes progressively higher the longer they delay what they know is coming, all without an external force. Adding a new threat may distract us from the scene, resulting in a negative impact. That is, unless the kidnapping is plot relevant, and the now broken up couple need to come together to escape. Also, killing off red shirts to build tension can work. However, in the recent novels I've read that did this, they felt like gratuitous moments meant to drive motivations for the heroes, and utterly failed for me. If the red shirt's death is meaningless, or too many red shirts die, or the tension is too high for too long, then readers will get desensitized. When I run, I can't sprint indefinitely. For my sprint workouts, I'll go as fast as I can sustain for a set short distance, and then I walk. Run 100 yards, walk 100 yards, rinse and repeat. Those downtimes are essential. Otherwise, I'd pass out in the track. Having gaps where I walk gives me the rest I need to sprint during the next cycle. Having said that though, you don't want to jump in your stories erratically between a tense moment, back to calm, back to tense, back to calm. In this specific instance, what works for running will not make a good story. Those are my 5 tips to improve your scenes by building in tension. I'm going to take a moment here to give an explicit shout out to another YouTuber known as the Novel Nana. She has a fascinating multi-episode bootcamp where she discusses defining characters' goals through their conflicts. Not only is her bootcamp well done and extremely helpful for character development, but the conflicts she describes are great ways to add to a scene's tension. I'll put the link for episode 1 of her conflicts bootcamp in the description below, so check it out. I am Ben Pick, and thank you for joining me in Running to Write. Let me know in those comments what strategies you use to build tension. What is the maximum number of explosions you fit into a single scene? Do you agree with my opinions, or is everything I said wrong? Go ahead and tell me. I post my running and writing progress on social media, so be sure to follow along and join in with your own thoughts. Next week, I'll be finishing the series with tips to improve a scene's conclusion. See you next time. Until then, ramp up the tension in your scenes.